Hey guys, time for an update video on the R89C. Um, Unfortunately, it's an update about having some issues here. As you can see, I put some red decals on there. Well, let me back up. This kit was made by Tamiya during the time when they have since kind of become notorious for making pretty bad decals at the time. Decals that did not hold up well. Over time, they didn't. In general, they just weren't great decals. This sheet is a perfect example of that. If you look up here, you can see the black spots and stuff. That's some sort of mold. It was on this sheet when I purchased the car. I knew that this was going to be the biggest issue that I was going to have with this build. Was going to be with these. It was going to be with these decals, whether or not they were going to work. I cut out this decal here, which is it's the decal that goes over the front end here. And when I put it in the water, it basically just started to blister without coming off of the backing paper, and then to just start to basically disintegrate. It was not a good situation. I didn't freak out about it. I just sat there and watched it slowly deteriorate in the water, and kind of shrugged my shoulders and went, well, I kind of figured that was going to happen. So that left me with the question of, well, what do I do? So again, I knew this was going to be I knew the Tamiya sheet was bad from the moment that I got the car. I didn't know that it was bad when I bought the kit. I bought the kit off eBay. Didn't know the decal sheet looked as bad as it does. But because after getting it, knowing that it was not a good sheet of decals, immediately went to eBay, started looking for something to replace them with. And there are lots of decal sheets floating around out there. Most of them come from Hong Kong. Here's one that I bought. It's basically a carbon copy of the top half of the Tamiya sheet. Why this guy only copied half of the decal sheet and is selling only half of the decals, I have no idea. When I purchased this, I thought I was getting the entire set. I mean, you can look at them right next to each other there. It is a complete bootleg of the Tamiya sheet, except again, why this guy only did half of it is absolutely beyond me. I have no idea. But anyways, I had purchased this knowing that the Tamiya sheet is pretty much bad. I expected the Tamiya sheet to be unusable. We'll get back to that. So anyways, after the Tamiya decals disintegrated in the water, I immediately went to this sheet, cut that same decal out of this one, and it came off. Like I soaked it. I used the other method that I do, which is to take a brush and microset, and then you just wet the back of the backing paper with a brush, and you get it nice and soaked, and you remove the decal that way. That works really well for 90% of decals. Anyways, did it with this. The decal, came loose from the backing sheet, and I laid it on the front of the car, and immediately noticed that the decal was fairly rigid. It wasn't pliable at all. Well, it was barely pliable. and the second that I tried to get it to lay down over this kind of step piece here, it just it was it broke. It literally broke in half. So yeah, this, I don't know if any of the, I was basically, when I bought this and realized that I only got half of it, I realized that I've got most of the sponsorship decals on here, and those were really what I was worried about, because the ones on the Tamiya sheet had turned yellow. So I'm still hoping that I can salvage some of the sponsor decals, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, anyways, Plan B failed me. Plan A, Plan B. Well, then what do you do? Well, then I went to Plan C. And Plan C was, I had purchased a set of Studio 27 decals for I have a Hasegawa kit that is the same car. It's the R89C, but it's a different downforce configuration. This car that you see here is the low drag configuration that they ran at Le Mans. The Hasegawa kit has the higher drag, more downforce configuration, bigger wing, and then it has dive planes on the front end. Dive planes, bigger wing to make more downforce for tracks that are not top speed oriented like Le Mans is. Well, so I went to the Studio 27 decals, and I was like, well, because the Studio 27 decals do not come with any of the blue stuff, which is mildly annoying that Studio 27 does not. They don't bother to do any of the blue. Mildly annoying or massively annoying, depending on my mood. Anyways, so thought about it and went, well, maybe I can use the red off of this sheet and lay the red down like I have. And what I'm planning on doing is putting the rest of the red on. So I'm going to take the rest of this, I'm going to lay that on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear coat over the red decals, and from that point I'm going to use this red. This is not actually just a red decal, there's actually a white stripe there as well. I'm going to use this as my guide to mask this so that I can airbrush that blue on, and get it. I mean, I'm gonna have to paint the blue at this point. So yeah, the red is going to be my guide for masking. Once I get it clear coated and sealed in there, so that I don't put a piece of tape on there and yank that red up. So I'm going to paint the front. I have to paint the front. I don't have any choice about that now. I'm going to go back to the Tamiya sheet, and the blue, these look actually like they're in okay shape. I'm going to see if I can coax these to come off the backing paper. I did a test with one of the pieces that I don't need, and I did get that decal to come off. It took a lot of work and it took a lot of coaxing, because these decals are so old, they have bonded with the paper at this point almost. So I'm going to try to salvage the rest of these blue decals from probably here down, and see what I can do. If they don't work, then I have to mask the rest of that blue, which is going to be, basically everything that's blue in that picture I'm gonna have to mask and paint. So yeah, anyways, there you have it. That's my little bit of an update on the R89C, and running into a bit of a roadblock here. Nothing that I can't work past, it's just gonna take a little bit longer now. I did also get my spark plug wires that I'm gonna use for the engine. So yay for that. So yeah, yeah, what's model making without running into a unexpected issue here and there? So just gonna use it as another chance to test my skill level with an airbrush and my skill level at masking, and I'm gonna try and fix it that way. So anyways, that's my small update. Hope all you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. See you, bye.